I came to Islam 24 years ago. Before this, I was a heavy metal punk musician. I grew up with a good education, but I was rebellious. I was like a human version of Iblis, Satan, in the way that I rebelled. I would not bend my neck to anything. I questioned everything I was taught. I questioned history. I questioned that there was history and that there is his story. There are truths and there are lies, and I rebelled against the British way of everything. I never drank, I never did these things, but I thought I would rebel against the system, against the governments I think are unfair. I would do it through music. So I did music that criticized the government, criticized the society I lived in, thinking this would also make me happy. Happiness doesn't come from the outside. Happiness comes from within. I now know happiness, as water, as life itself, comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At the time I thought I could make myself happy through the music. I thought forming my own ideas and the ideas of others would make my life complete. So what did I do? I played loud music and I deafened a generation. And I tattooed, and I was pierced, way before all the people were doing this thing. Now it is commonplace. Then, 20-odd years ago, it was unusual and it was uncommon. If you see the holes in my ears, they are not from fighting in Afghanistan. Unfortunately, they are from my own stupidity. But we do these things, and we live with the consequences. I would say that the things I did were done through anger. Anger for various reasons. Anger at society, anger at things that I didn't understand, anger at the fact that there must be more in life than just property, money and wealth. These things that everybody says is the meaning of life. I've always thought that there was a God, and I've always asked where he was. I looked at every ism. I had a good university education, but I argued against everything, and at the end of the day, I looked at Christianity, and they said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a son. And I could not accept this. If Allah needed a son, that would mean he had a weakness. He is in need of an heir. If you have a son, you're gonna die, he takes over. Why do you need this if you are all-sustaining and all-powerful? So this did not make sense. I looked at Hinduism, and they were worshipping the statues, and I said to one, if I break your statue, will your statue come and hurt me? I didn't even know about Islam. And he said, you know, it would be a terrible thing. So if I throw your statue on the floor, it will kill me? I thought this was ridiculous. It is a nonsense. I searched Jewish religion. I thought, well, I can't be this cause this is not just a religion. It's a race as well, and I'm not of that race. So how can I join something I'm not part of the club? It didn't make sense either. I thought God created everything, not just one people. I looked at all these different philosophies. Marxism, ism, schism and ism. And at the end of the day, all they are is man-made, manufactured, made by man for man's ego. And this, I did not understand. Long time ago, I was walking along Kensington High Street, and a brother had a leaflet. And he was doing a very early version of Dawah, calling people to Islam. There was no Dawah 20-odd years ago. There were very few Muslim reverts. I don't like the word convert. Convert is to change. To revert is to go back. I have gone back to what my natural inclination should have been in the first place. There is no room for convert. So I took the leaflet, and I saw the word Islam, and I thought, what is this thing? When I was very little, my grandmother, because I grew up with my grandparents, took me to Hyde Park. And I used to see Arabic graffiti on the wall, and I used to like the script, and I used to wish I could understand what it said. Somewhere, deep down inside, that must have stayed with me, 'cause when I got this leaflet, and it said Islam on it, I wanted to check this out. Then, there were very few books on Islam. I found one, and it was Ghulam Sarwar's Beliefs and Teachings of Islam, in its first edition. It's now in its 9th or so edition. A very primitive edition then. And I read it. And I saw the script again and I said, ah. So it's this religion that has this script. The script that as a child I thought, what is this thing? I was good at art, and I thought the script was beautiful. And of all scripts, it is the most beautiful in the world. And I looked at this thing, and I read, and then I read one thing.